Hi guys, Dotsya here, and welcome back to Arcanum. In the previous episode we read the book The Curse of Sanyang, and now we're gonna go to Caladon to go look for the person who has the last book called Horror Among the Dark Elves. What is it? I need someone to take me to Caladon. Passage will cost you 100 coin a head. Passage for just one. If you can figure, then you know it will be 100 coins. I'm ready to go to Caladon. And we're here. I wonder if I was able to get to Caladon from Tarant. Oh my. I think I've been here before, I just didn't save for some reason. What the fuck? So, we're gonna explore it now. Dock worker, ahoy stranger. Greetings sir, can you help me? Excuse me? Wrong guy, lady. I don't want to book any passage, I just want to know if I'm in the right place. Lights. Oh my goodness, it's quite a big place. Oh boy. Chickens. What the heck was that? Did the cow... It looked like the cow just went through the building. Well, now then. Oh, what the heck? What the fuck was that? Oh shit. Lichen. Oh, excuse me? I swear there's a battle music. What? Oh, the woman must have been a lichen. I'll just wait for her to wake up. Let's see what she says. Hello, may I ask your name? My name is Cynthia. Can I help you with something? I seek apprentice training. What type of training are you seeking? Heal. Hello, Cynthia. Wait, was she actually a lichen? Human villager. Hello, sir. Can I ask your name? My name is Dave. Well, I'm David Witt. Owner of this here farm. What do you grow here? Heck, I don't actually grow anything. This is a fur farm. I raise rabbits. My furs are considered the softest, finest quality pelts in all the land. You'll find my product in all sorts of finery. In the trim of a lady's ball gown, lining the inside of a gentleman's winter cloak, even swaddling the newly born nobility. Wow, it sounds as if you do quite well for yourself. Yeah, I've done all right for my daughter and myself. At least I was. What happened? Something very strange has been happening lately. Every night one of my rabbits is killed and partially devoured. The signs indicate a large beast of some sort, but no one else in the area is being bothered or has seen anything strange. If you're available, I'd really appreciate some help figuring it out. I'll try it. How long has this been going on for? The killings have been happening for nearly a full lunar turn. If things keep up at this rate, I'll be ruined within another 2. Rabbits breed quickly, but not that quickly. What about a dog? Do you own a dog? Or perhaps it's a wolf? There aren't any wolves around for miles. I don't own a dog. Tried that before. Too much trouble keeping them from scaring the rabbits. I never had one that ate them though. Does anyone else live here with you? My daughter lives with me. You can talk to her if you'd like. She's been missing a lot of nights. Suspect she's sneaking out to see her betrothed. Winks. To be young again. Let me talk to her. I'll see if I can find out anything else. Cynthia Witt. Hello. Again, hello Cynthia. Oh, hello, then that's it. Can I help you with something? I'd like to talk to you about the rabbit slayings. Oh, it is awful. The poor thing is devoured at night by some horrible beast. How do you know it is a horrible beast? Well, I don't know for certain. It is just that I have these nightmares about it every night. I dream some horrific beast attacks and devours one of my rabbits, and every morning I awaken to find it is true. Subs. Well, actually, I'll have to read it as subs. Please help us find what is doing this. Have you seen anything, perhaps, as you return from your tryst? Blushing becomingly. Oh, no. Is that what my father told you? I was seeing my betrothed for a time, but I have been so exhausted lately. I have not been awakening to make our rendezvous. Rendezvous. Exhausted, but why? I am very distressed by what is happening to my rabbits. As soon as the sun sets, I come to my room and I fall into such a sound sleep. I do not awaken until it is morning, but I always awaken from the nightmare. And when I check on the rabbits, another has been killed. It is very puzzling. No one has seen this beast. I have tried to stay awake and keep watch, but have been unable to. I pray you are successful in solving the mystery. I do not want my father to lose the farm. I will keep looking for clues. Thank you for your help, Cynthia. I haven't figured out. Oh, so frustrating. I just can't figure it out. If something isn't discovered soon, I'll be ruined. With the growing social awareness, do you get many protesters? What can I know just how to deal with them. Them hoity-toity types. Pat's pistol holsters at his hip. Oh my. And here it begins. Weird. So I have to wait until a full moon or some shit. Human technologist. What do you want? May I ask who you are? Hieronymus Maxim, inventor of the mechanized gun and the recently absconded aeroplane, a heavier than air flying machine. He appears distracted for a moment and then thrusts his hand toward you. Oh, I have to excuse my absent-mindedness. I was just admiring the ruins of my life. What happened to your factory? Damned imbecilic ogres stole my flying machine prototypes and burned down my factory. Oh, is that the things that crashed the Zeppelin or shot down the Zeppelin? And just to add that little extra joy to the whole affair, they beat me senseless as well. Now the king's advisors say I'm a fraud, that heavier than air flight is impossible. They say I staged the whole thing to cover my failure. Without proof, my days here are done. I saw your machines fly. You saw them fly? Where? Where are my aeroplanes? The ogres crashed them after shooting down the Zephyr. Those stupid inbred, ignorant beasts. They wrecked my masterpieces, and for what? To kill innocent people, the bastards. I can say I saw your machines fly. Would that help? I am sorry to say I fear your word would not be enough. I need tangible evidence that cannot be refuted. Well, to hell with what the king says anyway. Look, all this just to prove some point. You can bugger off. I see. Why does the music keep playing? I don't get it. The battle music. Oh my. So I'm gonna find out. How am I going to find out that Cynthia's in? Tehran newspaper. Nah, I've seen enough of those. Quetzal Pierce. Hello, Quetzal. Oh, I did not recognize you at first glance, Linda. To tell me, have you news of Deadly? I am sorry to say that I did not run across him in any of my travels. He appears saddened by your words. Well, I give you my utmost thanks for keeping an eye out for the chap. I can only hope that he decided to go home and did not feel it necessary to inform me. Thank you, Linda. You're welcome. Goodbye. Hey, look. Be quick about it, please. Can you direct me to the home of Victor Misk? Oh, the Victor Misk residence is a 9 Grey Wolf Terrace. We have been most generous. Good day. Nah, I'll figure out for myself. Just down the hall, you will have to use of the room for only one night. The door will be unlocked. I do hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you. It's like a hotel or a motel. I'll go with motel. Do you need anything repaired? Oh, yes I do. Yes I do. Let's see, does he sell anything interesting? Dwarven plate mail, okay. Blade launcher. I'm definitely not playing a very technologically advanced character. Rosemary's therapeutic tinctures. Yeah, is that what I said? Therapeutic. Shall we borrow, dear lady? Yes, we shall. Oh, do we have one of those? But it's too late. They're dead. Should I check out? I wonder. I'll check out the graveyard a bit later, I think. Oh boy, there's a lot of shit. Quite literally, shit. Maybe I should check it out first and then see what this dwarf guy says. Is there a need for me? Greetings, dwarf. May I ask who you are? I'm Bingham Schulfest, the gravekeeper for the cemetery. How can I help you? Bingham Schulfest? That doesn't sound like a dwarven name. It's not. You see, I grew up in Caladon, and although I do have a true dwarven name, my family doesn't care at all for ancient dwarven history. We're city dwarves and proud of it. The family name was changed generations ago. I see. Might I speak with you about a few things? Please do. I'm looking for the Misk Estate. The Misk Estate is just south of here, down the road. Always. It's a fairly large house, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. Thank you, Bingham. Just one or two more things. What can you tell me about this graveyard? Please do. Not much to tell, friend. Just the place here where Caladon brings her dead. I've been working here for 80 years, and I've seen a lot of buddies come and go. The stories I could tell. I'm sure. Could I ask a few more questions? No more questions. I told you I was sick. Oh dear. Oh, what the fuck? The grave reads, here lies Victor Misk. Oh my goodness, what, he's dead? Well, I'll still look for his house anyway. I guess that's that. Is this the Caladon resident? Excuse me? Did somebody die? What the fuck was that all about? It is nice to meet you. Hello, may I ask you a question? What can I do for you, madam? Anything of uncommon interest happened lately, sir? Have you heard about Victor Misk, the book collector? He's mentioned in the new book, The Curse of Sang. I guess it's quite a controversy. I am grateful. Maybe some connection with the book? Well, of course, doesn't it? What is happening here? You've not been reading the newspapers? There's a murderer on the loose. This is where one of his grisly murders occurred. Perhaps I can help find the murderer. Ha! That's all we need, an amateur detective. You'd best be speaking with Chief Inspector Henderson if you want to pursue your fantasy any further. I'm sure he will welcome your offer of help with his characteristic joy. Yes, I'm sure. Where can I find this chap? At the police station, of course. 5 Saints Ave. Off Temple Road, thanks. Why do they always do that in video games? Actually, in real life, too. They always assume, oh, you're just some amateur, or you're just some noob. But they have no idea who Dotsya even is. Hurry now, I am in a hurry. What goes on around here? Do you think underground is quite an operation here in Caladon? And that's it. Yeah. Half elf. Dude, what the hell? There's like all these places, but... What the hell? I don't actually need any of this. I was told to ask you about murders. He looks at you thoughtfully, chewing on an old half-smoked cigar. I do not have time to entertain travelers. Why should I listen to your babbling? You shouldn't. So I don't care either way. A woman constable, what are you doing to find a terrible man? I'm not a constable, ma'am. Just an interested citizen. Are you some sort of degenerate, madam? There is a madman on the loose out there, and you are interested. This is nothing to play at, good woman. Perhaps I can help if I knew more about the murders. I can tell you what I've seen. It was the most horrible vision I ever hoped to behold. The pale-skinned slight shadow of a man kneeling over Emily, and that blood. It was a sight I shall never forget. Start from the beginning, if you would. We were out working, and Emily had forgotten something or other at her home, so I waited for her outside, but she never came out. When I went inside to look for her is when I saw him. What did the man look like? It was difficult to tell. Really, all that blood, she shivers. As I said, he was a slight man, possibly an elf. He didn't appear to be possessing much physical power. He must have cast some sort of magic on her, he did. You didn't see him go into the house? No, and there is really no way to enter the house that I couldn't see from where I was standing. I say, good day, madam. Well, no, actually, it's not a good day for her. Or do you simply wish her a good day? Yes, what can you be wanting me for? But who might you be, sir? The name's Sam Longwell. This is the Caladon branch office of the Tarantian. Tarantian, doesn't Caladon have its own newspaper? Don't need one. Anything of importance that happens here is covered in the Tarantian. And the Tarantian name sells papers worldwide. Well, if I turn up any news, I'll be sure to bring it here. How may we at the Caledonian Telegraph Office help you today? Would you care to send a telegram, perhaps? Not today, thank you. Hey, what? What do you think you are doing, Dan? You can't be mucking around here. This is the king's property. What the fuck? Not for civilians. On your way, madam. Fine, then. Fine, then. This is like prison, or... Oh, it's a zoo. Or some shit. Yes, who might you be? May I ask you a question? What can I do for you, madam? By chance, do you know the latest news and rumors? Have you heard about Ryan Sanders? The selfish dandy spends his father's hard-earned money as if there were no end to it. Thank you kindly, madam. Yep, a lot of wealthy people tend to do that. Or kids of wealthy people. Thing is, they never know. One day they might become poor. What are they going to do then? Unless their parents prepared them from a young age to take good care of money, or else that'll be the end of that. Okay, so what is this place anyway? Why did she say I believe? Do they really not know where it is? Are you shitting me right now? Is this... What the fuck? Yo, King, what's up? I'm just kidding. Advisory Board Chairman. You're not supposed to be here, madam. Please leave the throne room immediately. Well, the guards let me in. You'd think if the guards let me in, then that means I'm able to go here. Guess not. Everything's locked. There's no place for you to move along. What is happening here? I've been reading. So this is murders here too? You're working for them, aren't you? Working for who? He says nothing from him, his eyes darting from side to side, perhaps looking for the best escape route. You know who, the Daily has finally come. Is that it? Arthur Tyron has become too dangerous to be allowed to stay alive? What are you speaking of? I'm at a bit of a loss here. You really don't know, do you? If you're not one of them, what are you doing here? I'm simply traveling around looking for adventure. Well, you'll find none here. I like to keep to myself. Good day. What do you want? Expert locksmith. What? Are you serious? I'll have you know that I'm quite capable. Okay, so what's the note? Dear Mr. Carrington, enclosed is the payment agreed upon. Elmer Burke. Bottom. Oh, is that right? Yes, what do you want? Greetings, sir. Might I ask your name and position? That is simple enough. I am Daniel McPherson, master at trap arming and disarming. Perhaps you have heard of my legendary reputation? Pleasure to meet you, Master Daniel. Might I inquire further? Sai, what is it you need, and please make it quick. What can you tell me about Victor Misk? Some connection with the book? Okay. I see, so here's the master trainer. Then the locksmith. How much do I need? Oh shit, I'm not ready. Oh. human wizard. Enchanted war boots, what do I have? Also enchanted war boots. Museum. Oh. What happens if I try to steal? What happens if I try to open it? Oh. What the fuck was that? Wow. Necklace of Queen. Huh. Guess it'll be used for later. He seriously... Is that his residence? Or is it some kind of church? Parchment with gold. And Nazrudan, great and powerful father, was born in the elven forest of old, of this world but not of it. Body of flesh but spirit and wisdom of the gods. Eyes that saw beyond his years. Dreams born of another age. And when he saw the time as right, he gathered about him an elven council, a group of wise and benevolent beings who saw the world as he did. For Nazrudan saw all beings as made equal, and gathered those about him who loved all the races as their own dwarf and elf, human and gnome, halfling and orc. All were beautiful to him, and he watched over them all as if they were his own children. And the Elven Council, they protected Arcanum from the evils which infested it, and many were sent to the void, banished from this place for their crimes. Mighty Gorgoth, whose hunger was only satiated, and the emptiness of void. Krakator, whose heart was dark and fearful, but whose fury was only quenched in the blackness of the void. And the Bane of Kree, whose bloodlust was limitless and could only be contained in the endlessness of the void. And Kurgan, the terrible, betrayer of the Elven Council, whose dark magics were an abomination and could only be forgotten in the blackness of the void. And the land was peaceful until the coming of Aranox. So came Aranox, who wanted the world for himself and all of its races as his slaves, and he brought war against Nazrudan and the Council. And they faced Aranox at the Black Spire, and there was a clashing of armies, and much life was lost. And there was a great battle between Aranox and Nazrudan, a battle to end all battles. The great Nazrudan banished Aranox to the void and saved the world from darkness and pain. But so great was this battle that Nazrudan himself was mortally wounded. And so great Nazrudan traveled to the southernmost tip of the land, and there laid him to rest. But he watches over us all, awaiting the time when the evil shall return, and he shall come again. And he shall be strange to us, and some will not know his face. And his spirit shall be reborn on the wings of fire, and hill shrouded in fog, and there he shall fight the final battle with the evil one. May your spirit walk always in the peace of Nazrudan. So, why, it's a church? Oh, Panari. Greetings in the name of Nazrudan. Welcome to the first Panari temple here in Caladon. How might I be of service? Hello, and who might you be? I am the acolyte in the Panari church, studying to become an elder one day. Right now, I'm here watching over the temple, while the first acolyte, Alexander, is away. Where is the first acolyte? It's not for someone as lowly as I to know where the first acolyte... I should know this, how to pronounce this word. Did I forget how to pronounce it? Acolyte, spends his time. I am not to question, only to serve the church in the best way that I can. I'm sure he'll be back soon. Alexander never leaves us alone for long. You see admiration in the boy's eyes. What a crappy religion where you can't question things. I see. Can you tell me anything about the temple? I'm afraid I'm the wrong person to ask. Feel free to look around, but I'd recommend returning later when Alexander is here. He'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. May the spirit of Nazrudan be with you. I must depart. Do they actually know who I am? Am I nobody? I'll wait until night, then I'm gonna grave rob. Whoa. I've seen the grave of Victor Misk. Yes, sirree. We just buried Victor a few days ago. Sad story, really. Started losing his mind, and then they found him washed up down the docks. Old Victor had gone and got himself drowned. Who can I speak with further about Mr. Misk? You could try the widow Misk. She lives south, just down the road on the Misk estate. If you have any other questions, she'd know the answers to them. Thank you, Bingham. I'll go speak with her. South? No, is this their house? I thought I checked this place out already. I tried this unsuccessfully. I need a shovel, don't I? Half-orc villager. Hello, madam. How might I help you? Yes, might I ask who you are? Yes, I am Brenda, the maid. She seems to struggle with her words. She has a thick orcish accent. I see. Might I ask you a few questions, Brenda? Certainly, madam. Where can I find Mr. Victor Misk? She seems to cringe at the question. Oh, talk to me about that. Perhaps you find Mrs. Misk. She is in the other room, madam. I'll find her. Thank you, Brenda. Oh, what the hell? The passport reads... What? There's a passport here? Why is this dude standing? Greetings, madam. Might I be of service? Yes, might I ask who you are? Of course, madam. I'm Wesley Carrington, the butler here at the Misk household. I see. Might I ask you a few questions, Wesley? Of course, madam. Where can I find Mr. Victor Misk? His face goes pale. You haven't heard? Oh, I see. Perhaps you had to speak with Miss Misk. She's in the parlor, madam. I'll do that. Thank you, Wesley. Dude, why can't I take... Oh, is this her? What can I do for you? A pleasure, madam. May I ask who you are? The youngish woman before you is dressed in a dark blue gown with a smile hat and veil. She is strikingly beautiful. Her hair is deep shade of amber. Her eyes blue but a little swollen and red. You surmise she's been crying. I'm Lillian Misk, wife of the late Victor Misk. The late Mr. Misk? He's dead? Yes, he just recently passed. We put him in the ground not 4 days ago. I'm very sorry for your loss, madam. Have you a moment? Certainly. Could I ask a few questions about Victor? What would you like to know about him? What happened to him? He drowned. Tears well up in her eyes. They found him down by the docks, washed up onto the shore. We hadn't seen him for days, but he had been that way for the past few months. What do you mean, that way? Victor became unbalanced in the last few months of his life. He began having delusions, frequent anxiety attacks, ever since they released that cursed book. You mean The Curse of St. Anne by Kendrick Wales? Yes, once the book was released here in Caladon, he became convinced he was going to be the next victim of that so-called curse. I tried to comfort him, to tell him it was all an author's conjecture. But he just wouldn't listen. He would say, they got my old dad and now they're coming after me. Where was the funeral? At the Caladon cemeteries, northwest of... Oh, okay. Was there anyone strange at the funeral? No, not that I remembered. There were a few of our friends, the servants, and some family. A few more questions about the book? What would you like to know about the book? How did it get out that Victor still owned a copy? Anger in her eyes. I don't know. We had kept it secret for so very long. Only Victor and I knew. As well as some of our servants. But none of them would ever had said anything. Don't you mean have said anything? They're like family to us, and we've always treated them so well. Perhaps Mr. Wales paid one of them a hefty sum for the information? Yes, I know, and we did ask all of them, but all of them denied any complicity in the matter. I trust them all, and besides, I have no proof to the contrary. I suppose I'd be grateful if someone were to look into the matter. I'd be honored to offer my services. Any help would be appreciated. The servants are around the house. Feel free to speak with them. A few more questions about the book. Do you still have the copy of it? What would you like to know? No, no, up until the last 2 weeks, Victor carried it on his person all the time. Then one day he came home and told us that he had hidden it somewhere that only he and his old dad would know. We all thought it was very strange, but by then there wasn't much about Victor that wasn't. Passport. 25 Dragon's Turnabout Caladon. Oh, Wesley Carrington. Wasn't I here there before? Hello, Wesley. Have you a moment? I have some questions about the book of Mr. Wales. His eyes widened slightly. You mean the Curse of Tseng? That rubbish? I'm surprised you'd have the audacity to mention the name of it in this house, madam. Especially knowing what it did to Mr. Misk. Well, what do you expect me to do anyway? Forgive me, but I'm looking into the matter from Mrs. Misk. He narrows his eyes at you. Are you insinuating that I might have something to do with that, madam? I don't know, do you? What can you tell me about Elmer Burbottom, Wesley? He looks immediately worried. What? How do you... His face then goes hard. Have you been going through my personal belongings, madam? Will I be forced to call in the authorities, madam? Just answer the question, Wesley. Who is he? No, madam. If I ever find out you've been going through my things again, I will call the Royal Guard and have you run through on the spot. Now, I have nothing left to say to you. Please leave now. I'm sure we'll be seeing one another again, Wesley. Good day to you. Why would I leave the house if Mrs. Misk wants me to know what's going on? What a ridiculous bullshit. I have some questions about the Curse of Tseng. She seems very nervous. Why you ask about that bad book? That book dragged Mr. Misk to his death. I don't want to talk about it. I'm investigating the matter for Mrs. Misk. Oh, what do you know, madam? Do you know how Mr. Wales found out that Mr. Misk had the book? No, she looks around frightened. I know nothing about that. I mean, I love Mr. and Mrs. Misk. I never do anything to hurt them. She seems flustered, unable to find words. I'm not accusing you. Do you have any information that might help me? She seems to calm down slightly. I know nothing. I just do my job, try to make money for my family. Her face turns red. She's obviously agitated by your questioning. I know nothing, madam. I just wish that Mr. Misk would come back. Could I ask you about Horror Among the Dark Elves? What would you like to know about the book? Do you still have? What happened to his father? Victor's father, Philip Misk, was an avid collector of books, and at one time he had a large collection on all the Caladon. He died in the fire. It was deduced that he had fallen asleep in his cell and was smoking a cigar. Something had caught fire and he was killed in the blaze. Most of his collection was lost in the fire. But not Horror Among the Dark Elves. No, but Victor didn't find it for many years. It had been hidden in an old chest in the attic of our summer home. It seems Victor's paranoia may have been an inherited trait. Doesn't it seem strange that both died somewhat mysteriously? I don't share that view, madam. She tears again. I'm not a superstitious woman. I miss my Victor more than anything. But I put no stock in such tripe. Both Victor and his father were victims of chance and circumstance. You know, that's one hell of a chance when a bunch of people died because of one book. I'll hear no more talk of it. What sort of delusions was he having? He would say that people were following him and that hooded and robed figures would appear all around him, staring at him, watching him. He said they would approach him demanding the book and threatening horrible things if he wouldn't give it to them. Almost exactly what had been described as happening to previous owners of the book. And you never saw any of this? No, I believe all of those stories drove my poor husband mad. Of course there were an ungodly number of collectors who came calling when they found out that he still had a copy of the book, but all of them were polite and professional. Not an evil man among them. Oh, that's called the Book of Durin's Truth, an ancient dwarven tome, I believe. It was one of Victor's most prized possessions. She sobs a little, dabs at the corner of her eye with a handkerchief. I see, is it for sale? No, I'm afraid not. I keep it here for sentimental value. Okay, so apparently I'm supposed to go to the Hall of Records in Toronto to find out where this guy is. Elmer Burbottom. Okay, first let's dig up the grave. Hello, Brimmer. I speak with you if you... What can you tell me about this? I need your help in digging up old Victor Misk. Dig up his grave, whatever for. What would it cost to make you less inquisitive? Yes, old Bingham is a dwarf known to turn a blind eye when the moment and the price is right. I might be persuaded to help you with this for, oh, I don't know, how about 500 gold pieces? Sounds like a fair price. Here it is. Fine, nice doing business with you. And you, Bingham, now about digging up the grave. Yes, of course, first take this shovel. Okay, take the shovel from Bingham. Now Victor's grave, as you've seen, is still very fresh. You should have no trouble digging it back up. But you must wait until nightfall. There are guards at the gate. They fall asleep when the sun goes down. As long as you're quiet, you should be able to dig up old Victor without a problem. I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Bingham. Feel free. I'll be here if you need any questions. And here, guys. Next time we'll find out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!